OpTic has had a year where they haven't had a championship.
Yeah.
And if it happens this year, going into boots on the ground with the roster they started the year with, and now even the roster they formed together, it would be absurd if they don't find a win.
Yeah, I mean, my competitive kind of look on OpTic, you know, I've been here, I think, 2009, and OpTic, they are that household name. From start to finish, these guys have been at the top, and don't get me wrong, they're still at the top, they're still in the Pro League, but for OpTic, nothing but first is good enough. They're going up against Mindfreak, and of course, you've got to give a lot of love to the Australians. They find themselves, obviously, with 2 teams in the division, and I think a lot of people are looking at the likes of Dens and Shocks, but I actually want to talk about Buzzo and Fider for this series. What have Buzzo and Fider got to do if Dens and Shocks are kind of doing their own thing? How do they kind of bring home that victory for Mindfreak?
I mean, they got to do their jobs, right? I know that sounds simple to say, but I don't expect them to have those kind of outlandish performances. That's the Dens and Shocks kind of role. They just need to contribute. Buzzo needs to make sure that he has a solid game, lock down some spawns, and Fider needs to be there, baiting out for his teammates. And right now, so far, so good. They have completely locked down this Statue Hill. They have completely trapped OpTic in the top left side of the map. And, well, you say so far, so good. They pushed a little bit too far and actually end up giving OpTic good spawns.
Well, OpTic 0 points right now, but they're in prime position to take a couple of points. Let's jump on board with an Astro Game and listen with OpTic Gaming.
Weak 8. I spawned fire.
Hill, watch out, hill.
Nothing cold.
Blue chuck.
I'm coming through corner.
Wheel on hill. Wheel on hill.
Backside.
Nothing. Call.
Wheel on hill.
We can know.
One guy's wheel.
Wheel.
Hill.
One shot.
One's close.
Watch out, Hill. There's 3 blue, guys. 3 blue, guys.
Give me a
Go through
second.
lights.
I got 3.
Nice. Go through lights.
Good shit, Seth.
Go through lights.
Go on,
I need light, Seth. I need light, Seth.
Alright, I'm backing up. I have gate. I'm still watching
Sun gate. I'm watching our pinch.
lights.
Get
I have
again.
lights.
I'm leaving gate.
I want lights.
Nice.
I'm
Watch
watching
it back.
streaks.
Watch it
I
back.
got a guy.
Good shit, Seth.
I'm going in beer.
Rotate, guys. Bait for Seth.
I'm pushing through Cole.
Hey, sure, bait for Seth, guys.
Pushing through Cole, Seth.
Yeah, I'm gonna come around with you. I'm coming around with you.
Back one shot.
I'm beer steps right now.
I don't see anything.
In 10 as we
I'm
trap.
still in the back of him.
They spawn 10.
Back
They
weak.
spawn 10.
He's back. He's gonna go to fire.
10 one shot.
Keep holding that.
Water stairs.
One's apples.
Water stairs. I'm pushing.
Get the rest of this.
One guy's crossed.
I got one.
One's water stairs.
Just spawn
Got me. I got
One's window, Seth. Window, Seth. You play your window.
Yeah, I got window. In hill.
Coming. Cutting mid. Statue. He went towards beer side. It was Shocks.
I'm getting it. I got double nades. They're crane.
Long box.
Nice, good job.
Hold on. I'm here.
I'm gonna watch the cross.
Alright.
I went low, Sam. I went low.
Crossing.
I'm near their side hill.
Fire. Two middle. Actually, no, ladder middle.
Watch out hill. He's stun hill.
I got one low,
Push
dogs.
the guy on hill.
I got 2.
Nice, good
Keep
shit.
Make sure you hold our spawn. Make sure you hold our spawns.
Shit on.
Nice, let's go.
And hold hill.
Yeah,
Where was the last guy?
I don't know, we're missing one.
I'm from fire. He's top
Top mid, dead.
Dead.
Ladder dead.
Zen, make sure you don't get
I'm in
pinched.
the back. Fire, dead.
Worry about pinch only, Zen.
For one, yep. Okay. He's gonna be gate. He's probably gate.
Seth, back up and help him.
Yeah, back. He got me. He's back black car.
Spawn.
I'm coming.
Black car.
One's ladder.
I don't need him coming.
Watch out ladder. One guy's on me at old. There's 2 on me at old.
One shot.
Hit you.
Two. I died.
I spawned here.
I spawned out too.
In fear. I'm finessing.
One's hitting it old.
Weak. Nice.
Nice.
Hold
Old
one
Sam.
out.
I spawned out 2. I spawned out 2. I got it.
Hold one shot.
I need it.
He's their side of old. I spawn here.
I'm holding 10.
Weak front.
I got 10. Top mid.
I'm just holding call, guys.
Top mid, one shot.
Beat up. One shot. Shocks. Apples. One shot.
They're flooding.
I spawned out 2. I'm
holding Cole.
going
They could be underground.
in the back.
Underground.
He went
I'll get him.
I'm dying. I got by stun.
OpTic Gaming finding themselves a couple of points. I say a couple nearly 90 back-to-back. Mindfreak, a great start, but Seth Scum going off here. 15 and 6 now, make it 16 chance. He's kind of just taking this game into his own.
That man is in the zone. He has just gotten 3-piece after 3-piece. 17 kills is absurd. And just to touch on Seth as like an individual player, for the past 3 years, in every single Jetpack COD we've had, he has without a doubt always been in the conversation as either just best sub or outright best player in the game. In World War II, we haven't seen that. But with the standard he set for himself, you expect at some point it's going to happen. At some point, Seth is just going to kind of take over, or at least that's what you'd expect to see. Again, 17 kills in this game. If he's going to have a bad year, it might as well be bad at the start and finish strong around champs time. So we'll see if he can keep it up, but just to touch on the comms from OpTic Gaming, perfect as always.
Perfect communications. The question you've got to ask, Crim's at 9 and 13 methods, bit slow at 5 and 12. Octane pretty much neutral there, but Scum really dragging them through this at this given time. But we're heading to the crane now with 40 seconds left. Shocks on your screen. Let's have a look at Mindfreak and how they're going to get back into this game, because Shocks was a play we highlighted like Dens at the start. We said these are the guys that will go off. They're dropping 30 kills between them. They're having a great game themselves right now, but Scum just shutting them down early on.
Yeah, and the streaks are just going to be very problematic to deal with, but so far they're doing a pretty solid job. They're able to burn out that fighter pile, and not too much damage has been done. They're able to get 3 down, potentially able to get some time inside the hard point, but of course where OpTic Gaming is spawned, it's not very easy to do. But either way, first set of rotations is in. OpTic Gaming, they have a 50-point lead, which all things considered, if you're a Mindfreak fan, not too terrible. As long as you just kind of slow Seth down just a little bit, you will be in a much better spot.
First rotation done, and OpTic Gaming most certainly leading this one, and they had a really slow start, let's be honest here, but Scump on a tear. He's still got a artillery barrage, he's still got a glide bomb. Octane doesn't have a fighter pilot even selected, but I don't think that's going to be too much of a worry at this given time. Mindfreak, only half the points of what OpTic Gaming are tallying up right now, and you can see Mindfreak, they don't want to push kind of too far here on the statue. They don't want to give the spawns up like they did previously, but they need to get something from this statue.
Well, you also have Fighter kind of coming in on the pinch, and you see the teamwork between him and Buzzo is pretty much perfect. Scump, though, again, doing damage inside fire. Every time he's in the kill feed, he seems to be getting more than one. So OpTic is in a situation where they're going to be getting the remaining time on statue, and they're going to be trying to go to next. And keep in mind, even if Mindfreak gets in there early, Scump still has a couple streaks in the back pocket. Now, Fighter's trying to do some damage if he can, but he's going to go so far past it. He's actually just baiting for Buzzo, who picks up another 2-piece. Perfect hold early on, and you can see Scump right away puts the artillery straight on top of the hill to, well, you'd think force Mindfreak out of it.
Well, Buzzo's going to have to back off. All 3 players spawning by Useless there. An OpTic Gaming, they're going to come charging through, but they're going to have to run through their own barrage if they want to get anywhere close to it. The pinch is coming in, but that is shut down, so Mindfreak will survive. The points were nullified for a few moments there, but OpTic Gaming, wow. Octane and Methods bully their way through, find themselves in the power positions, and Octane going on a bit of a rampage himself now, starting to heat up 21 and 17, but the man and the myth that is Scump 28 and 14, double positive right now, and really pushing OpTic Gaming to their victory on map number 1 here.
Crimsix on an island, by the way, just fried somebody. Den's, though, able to pick up 2 to buy Mindfreak those final 15 seconds. But you saw it was done pretty much perfectly from OpTic Gaming. They lost the rotation battle, but the artillery was used perfectly so that their AR players get set up as soon as the artillery goes away, and that's when they go to strike and get their kills. Den's, by the way, potentially working on some streaks of his own. Fight is going for a pinch. He gets taken down. The Docks Warehouse Hill, early control, OpTic Gaming. So far, they're looking to make this a perfect full 60. Someone's got to step up and make the play, though, and Den's, well, not going to be hit.
Den's takes 5 down in a row, but not going to be able to make it 6. Glide bomb coming in. This should be able to take Buzzo straight off of those stairs. Didn't even try and dodge that one here, but Fighter biting back now. An OpTic Gaming, they do lead nearly by 100, but Mindfreak now in control of the Docks Warehouse. And they're going to be able to get a couple of points back to back. Crim looking to get on in there. The pinch coming in from Methods. This is a beautiful play from OpTic Gaming. They're stringing the kills together. They're going to make those players spawn at the very, very back of the map. But Fighter remaining strong here in the hardpoint. Not good enough to take down Methods. OpTic Gaming lead by 80.
And I think a decent decision. Methods, who ends up going on that full flank, essentially. They get those final 15 seconds, so that's a nice little 30-point swing. I think Methods should be able to spot that player's speed who's laying down next to the train. Octane, though, or Crimsix, excuse me, does get caught underground. So OpTic is basically saying, we want those final 15 seconds. We trust our ability to break in the Docks Warehouse Hill, or the Barrels Hill, excuse me. We'll see if they can do it.
One taken down from either side. OpTic Gaming pushing through the middle. Contesting at least here, but Scump, Crimsix, and Scump once again. They bully their way in, but the 3 players make it. Yeah, just 3 actually. Spawn right at the back. Fighter's going to give damage. That's a 2 versus 2 here as we get a split spawn. And we're now going to see Mindfreak completely spawn at the other side of the map. That is not what you want to see if you're a Mindfreak fan here. And the crazy thing is, you know, Shock's +1, Fighter -4. You got positive from Den's, a little bit negative from Buzzo. The slaying, yes, it favors OpTic, but it's mainly Scump. It is that one beast that's going off, really, that's driving this home.
I mean, Scump literally on this hill had pushed out so far that he was forcing Mindfreak to spawn back useless with like 30 seconds left, and Mindfreak basically said, we don't even want to contest the next hill, and then they got wiped out again, so they're just forced in the back to contest it. OpTic is just forcing Mindfreak's hand. They're doing everything right. They're outslaying, they're rotating, using streaks well. Again, at Anaheim, they were 11-1 in Hardpoint. It looks like they have wasted no time. They had perfect comms, perfect slaying, perfect everything, and they should be able to close out this game.
Slane side is definitely there. Octane and Scump the ones to step it up for OpTic Gaming now, just 20 seconds away from solidifying map number 1. Mindfreak, they started so strong, Chance. They had that initial on Statue. They weren't able to capitalize it on the rotations, but for me, it just seems like OpTic Gaming, they've been able to break so well. They've been able to break and just flip the spawns instantly on some of these hard points, and it's really punished Mindfreak.
Well, you talk about going for the breaks, very back and forth on that Dax Crane Hill. I'm pretty sure OpTic can win here if Scump plays for all this time, so Mindfreak, they're forced. They got to go for it. You see some nades flying in that doesn't connect, so Scump, his job right now, just to stay alive as long as possible. You got Methods coming on the flank. He finds 2, and the tick ends up not going in their favor. They buy themselves just enough time to force it over towards Statue, but of course, OpTic just 5 points away. It's just a matter of doing our due diligence, and there you go. Able to close that one out as expected for the hard points. OpTic Gaming getting a very solid map number 1 win.
Yeah, I think you summarize it well. It's just a solid map 1. These guys, they went in and actually started a little bit flat, but they've started to warm up, they've started to get into the game, and they kind of took over. From that second rotation, it was always in control of OpTic. Yes, the score streaks helped. The slaying from Octane as well as Scump was crazy to see, but that's kind of what you expect on a respawn. Now we're going to be going into a different game mode where OpTic Gaming haven't been so good. You know, these guys have, you know, fallen off a little bit. This is where Mindfreak have been at their best. This, for me, where Mindfreak can push this series. This is where they kind of solidify a map 4, try and steal a CTF, change things a little bit. Those hard points are always going to be difficult versus OpTic.
It's where they absolutely have to get the win. I think your best case scenario is to win the CTF because OpTic has just literally been that good in the hard points. So it's a tough road, and obviously OpTic, if they win the map number 2, you're looking pretty good for their remainder of the series. I think it's worth backtracking a little bit to talk about the hardpoint. I thought it was hilarious. Like, once we go to the listening, you hear Crim6 on that Main Street Hill kind of freak out and be like, oh, guys, like, there's 3 blue. Then the next call out of Scump going like, I got all 3 sort of thing. And then he's like, I got the glide bomb. And you hear Octane in the background be like, oh, we got to bait for Scump, bait for Scump. And Scump was very close to just sprinting mid-map, just going to, like, kill himself. And he's like, oh, yeah, I should go wrap around and play with Octane. So, again, perfect on off runs from OpTic Gaming.
And talking to Scump, I believe we've got our Scuff play of the game from the man himself, the king that is Scumpy. Let's rewatch this back. I believe it's the 3-piece. I could be wrong here. No, it is, of course, when he takes Buzzo down. Fider's the last to fall. A little hit fire, which was kind of cheeky there. But he'll jump on out, put Shocks to bed. And that's where he was 12 and 4. That's when they started to really get things rolling. The score streaks were available. But he doesn't stop there. He continues, gets more kills. And honestly, this clip probably is going to end soon. But he continues on this, and this is the important thing, Chance. He carries that on to like 26, 27 kills.
And that was another situation where he is already killing them on fire when they're trying to give up on the Tin Hill and rotate over towards barrels.
Yeah.
And then he's forcing them to spawn literally on the other side of the map. And again, if your SMG Slayer is able to do that, where he's forcing the spawns literally for the other team in the worst spot possible, you're just having an absolute field day. I think in that clip, he ends up getting like 5 kills. He got a bunch more. So yeah, Scump had himself a hell of a game number 1.
Can he continue it? That's the question. Obviously, different modes are about to come up. We're going to jump into Ardent Forest for the next 2 in Search and Destroy and Capture the Flag. And we'll be finishing on Valkyrie if Mindfreak managed to take one of the next 2. Of course, Hardpoint and Search and Destroy will be ones to final it out. But Londondock's Hardpoint, if you are just joining us, OpTic Gaming, they take that pretty comfortably from the Slain side of Scump and Octane. But obviously, it's a team effort. It's a team game and a job well done for OpTic Gaming there. But this is where I think a lot of people, a lot of fans will be a little bit nervous for OpTic Gaming. You've got to look at their Search and Destroy and go, you know what? I'm not super confident. However, I'm sure the boys and TP as well, the coach, will have been working on this hard from Anaheim up until this point. They knew they had need to improve their S&D.
It is worth pointing out, though, like Anaheim, they had been a full team together for 2 weeks worth of competition going into that, and they had half of their roster get switched up, which makes, you know, the S&D strats, it would be a little bit more tough to figure out because obviously you don't scrim those. So not to make excuses for them because obviously they had any number of pretty bad plays on an individual level, not just like a strategic meta level sort of thing. But you know, if any game mode is going to start slow for a newly formed team where half the roster gets switched out, it's going to be search and destroy.
Yeah.
So I think OpTic fans should definitely be optimistic about this team.
And it's not an OpTic gaming that have changed for the past 6 months, every 6 months. It's an OpTic gaming the roster that was together for what we're talking 3-4 years or something. Then it changes. You know, it's not just the 2 players coming on that's got to change. It's Scump, it's Crim, it's adjusting to that. But like you said, no excuses for the guys on OpTic gaming. Let's see what they've got here. But first of all, let's join our boys and Buzzo on Mindfreak as we jump into round number 1. We're getting kills either side. It's Den's in the action straight away. 1 kill, 1 death as we see a 3v3 going down at B-bomb.
Well, they know Methods is here. Buzzo's going to be looking up top for him. He does not find him. Fight is not able to get this kill. And, well, Methods in the power position is just going to do power position things. Octane has pulled out the sniper. He knows, generally speaking, where Shox is, and Shox is going to dance with the devil. Stays up with his life right now. Honestly, if I'm OpTic, I would be attempting to give Methods this kill, if at all possible.
Yeah, it's a difficult one. He's not going to get it, though, as we see Methods' beautiful POV. But it looks like Octane might have picked up this one towards the end. Was it the sniper? Yes, it was. Beautiful jump shot there. And I tell you what, the calling cards, the camos make it look even better on these kill cams. Mindfreak go 1 down in the search and destroy. And for these guys, I think they'll want to, you know, get a couple rounds under their belt, get some confidence in, and get something rolling here. Because I do feel as well, when this OpTic gaming roster was first formed and they were playing at the Pro League, we saw them come out on like St. Marie and destroy teams. Be interesting to see what they bring today.
Well, it sounds like they're bringing some smokes to the table. They're cutting off mid-map, but that means that U is going to be wide open. Buzz is able to get to top plat. It looks like he's going to get traded by Octane. And, well, Octane in the power position is able to find one, has 2 players he's looking for. Shox is weak. Fight is weak. Crim6 is looking for him, but he ain't going to find him. And now Octane gets dropped as well. The opportunity was there, but Mindfreak, they executed. And I think that was a pretty good round coming out from the Aussies.
Most definitely was. You saw a couple of players take some damage, but they stayed up, they stayed alive, and they closed out the round. All tied up 1-1. As communication goes down in the OpTic camp, as you can see, Octane, Methods, Scump, and Crim. A roster which a lot of people were excited for. You're adding a couple MVPs to the roster, and you expect big, big things. Of course, we've already seen LG in Formal today. This, unfortunately for those guys, take a tough loss.
Mindfreak on the attack. Scump should find 1 free kill, shoots him in the back, and there's not going to be anyone there for the trade. Everyone from Mindfreak gets forced back because, well, Method's able to get back up to top plat, up into the power position. They're trying to chisel away at him, but I think their utility has already been burned. Octane is looking mid-map, doesn't need to anymore because his teammate is going to be there. And that is our, what, 3rd defensive round win in a row?
It certainly is. He's going to take that first offense. Fortunately for Shox, his hip fire maybe wasn't good enough with the STG up close. Crim just making light work of that one. But again, we may see this defense just a little bit too strong. Mindfreak, they're a strong search and destroy team. I think the stats were 9-2 from Anaheim, but they've been home. They've had a break. I would be interested to see what these guys have done between Anaheim now and now too. Okay, that could have been a collateral. I would say they're quite lucky just to have 1 death on the battlefield right now as Octane takes down 1. Looking for that 2nd. There it is. 3rd. And number 4 goes down as well. Not from Octane, but either side, a good offensive win there for OpTic Gaming.
Just good first blood, honestly, and then obviously I'm pretty sure that was nade coordination coming in to kill Fido, so not sure who it was helping Octane out to get that kill, but obviously the execution was there. It's worth pointing out Octane has been very happy to snipe, I think, every single round, maybe with an exception of just 1 round so far. And if you're going to be sniping on offense on this map, almost always you're going to be looking for that pick from mid-map, so yeah. It's very delicate. Make sure if you're running through cabin cut, if you're Mindfreak, just don't. Just play it safe if you're trying to go watch A. Meanwhile, Octane's still gonna snipe and still doesn't miss.
I tell you what, if Buzzo was peeking that window there, he would have had a fresh haircut for sure. Octane 6-1, Methods 5-1. Fighter is gonna shut down Scum, but I tell you what, Octane might be next on the chopping board. But he's gonna get away. He's gonna retreat a little bit here. There is 1 player just behind him, that being Crim6, as we now hop on board of him. But a 3v3. Oh, it's definitely looking like an A push here for Mindfreak.
And Octane is not comfortable with the sniper fight. Is going to go on a flank. He finds 2 clean kills. Methods for the 1v3. Spots the player on the cross and actually has a second player show up. And Buzzer's going to hop on bomb. He's already weak. Methods able to get out. He goes for the challenge on the second gunfight. Responds to it well. And you can see that player just going to hop right back on the bomb. But Methods, if he peeks and gets the timing right, which he doesn't, now he's tagged up. Players are going for the kill, but he finds the second. He knows the third is on bomb. The challenge doesn't come in instantly. And he's got all the time in the world to work with. Methods for the 1v3. He might just have this.
Not only a 1v3, but if he gets the third, he gets the defuse, he's going to tag him, and this is where surely he's going to go in for the challenge and looking over the bomb, and Fighter goes down. OpTic Gaming, and my goodness, Methods. Against all odds, that second kill was ludicrous. Buzzo was on the bomb. He gets killed planting. There's no trade, but the second kill, Methods has just a little hop, skip, and a jump, and that's not only 3 kills, that's a round, and I believe he might be 15 away from a score streak. We'll check that, of course, when we jump on board, but whew, Zinni turning up.
And that's just awful. That's just awful S&D. Like, you shouldn't be trying to plant the bomb in that situation if he's cabin cut, if you don't have everything covered. Just wait or plant safe. Like, just don't do what you did. But either way, OpTic will take full advantage there. S&D has been 4-5. So again, not terrible, but not great. Well, they're looking great right now. 4-1 in the series. Methods with the 1v3. He's got the glide bomb, which he's going to find at least one. I'm assuming he's going to spot Dens. He actually doesn't. He doesn't spot Dens. They don't have the information, but they know he's not top plat. The question is, do they check the corner? Scump's just dancing back and forth. Dens is waiting, though. He's waiting for more, and, well, there it is.
Oh, no. Oh, he finds the first. This could be bad, but his teammate picks up one. Scump is going to shut him down. That should have been 2 kills for sure. It was beautiful positioning. I love the game plan, but he's put his team in a very favorable position. Fighter, though, he's going to shut down Krim, and it's all up to Scump. And he's going to be shot in the back. Mindfreak, they win the round. They win the defensive round, and they take out the glide bomb, and there's no more streaks to go down as well. So that one play from Dens with Mountain that hides him from, of course, that glide bomb could change the game.
And it is rare for like a score streak to actually do more damage to the team calling it in than to the opponent, but that's exactly what happened. He says, hey, the site's clear. I don't see anything. We're free to go up ahead, and Dens does execute and make the smart play. I thought he was going to find him just because on Forest with like that snowy top, you can spot players a little bit more easily, but obviously he was in the perfect corner just to be camouflaged, just to blend in.
Okay, well, Octane's been pretty lethal with a sniper, so I'm happy Paradox has jumped on board with him to see what he can pull off at the start of this one. We've got 2 pushing down the middle for Mindfreak. We've also got 2 hanging around the bunker. You can see that, of course, on your minimap in the top left, but with 60 seconds looming now, Octane looking to rotate round. The smoke is going to block any type of sight. Krim is accompanying him, but it looks like the action may be going towards mid or even fire cut.
Well, now they've used the smoke and they've got nothing out of it. Now you have Octane on a head glitch. You have Krim on cabin wall, and now you got to get past him, and Octane's hasn't missed many shots, if any at all. I think he missed one in like the first round. He's been perfect since then. Buzzo, well, he throws a nade and he trades his life for it, and the nade doesn't connect. Octane is just pre-aiming, trying to line him up.
Oh, my goodness!
For the quick scope on Fighter. We will see you in round 8.
Oh.
And now it's Shocks for the 1v2. He spots Scump, so there's hope.
I have like a 102-inch screen in front of me, and I didn't even see him.
God, I mean, I saw him in Concaster. I thought there was a tree in the way.
We have an outline of the player, and I struggled to see him, but OpTic Gaming closed that one out. I'd love to see a yeah. Smile. You should be smiling, Octane. That was disgusting.
Oh, man. All right, we're going to go story time with Octane. At the start of the year, back when he was playing on LG, there was a clip of him posted on Twitter where he was doing ridiculous stuff like that with a sniper. And JCat made the point. He was like, look, Octane does this stuff all the time. He just does. There's a tree right there. Doesn't care. Shoots him in the foot. Gets the job done. And the slow motion doesn't do it justice because the reaction time he had on that, it was absurd.
I want to see it back in full speed. Crazy. Maybe the guys backstage can do that, but anyway, let's hop on board. Round number 8 already. Kills going down. It's a 3v3 as Methods and Dens have already picked up one. Fighter coming through the middle. This is going to be a quick round. Otherwise, well, unless actually Octane can do some more Octane stuff. And there's the first of 3. 2 left to go. Oh my goodness, don't do it to him. Buzzo has that height advantage, and he's going to make light work of Octane down there. Crazy stuff, but a very good round for Mindfreak just to bite back at.
I mean, if Methods doesn't get that first 1v3, we'd what, have a tied game at 4-4 right now. So, again, Mindfreak has been a very, very good S&D team as of late. And it should have been a closer series. Obviously, they're still looking to get a couple more round wins in a row. But still, you have to imagine OpTic just ends up closing this one out. I think Octane, excuse me, just should snipe, by the way. I don't even care. Just let him snipe every round.
I'm glad Rich isn't here today. Otherwise, there may be a mess. But OpTic Gaming looking for round number 6 here. Very fast, aggressive play by Scump. He's going to be taken out and punished for that one. And now Methods, he's going to be running straight through the middle. Has he been spotted? I think Dens may have caught him, but no. He's going to be caught by his own position. Methods up top, will be traded out. And now in a 2v3, Octane with a sniper. Oh, that would have been beautiful if it connected, but Fighter will shut it down. Octane now, another 1v3. Mindfreak, they're going for this.
He knows one's you. He knows one's top plat. He doesn't know where the third guy is. Buzzo should have just seen him. Fighter jumps over, gets the plant. Now Buzzo just has to essentially just not get picked, and there you go. Just wins the gunfight, and another very solid round coming in for Mindfreak. They just get that first blood, and they make sure they convert. They had a nice little bait and switch on Crim 6, and Scump, of course, just gets kind of caught off by himself. Very good rounds. And again, Mindfreak, I think, if my math is correct, they should technically have the lead outside of Methods. Is that right, actually? Methods 1v3?
Methods.
Put an apostrophe at the end. I don't even know.
That's a few more Z's?
That's a tough plural.
I tell you what, I'm not the person to ask about spelling and
there is more than one Methods as well. I think there's a French player named Methods. Too many of them.
Spanish. Yeah.
Oh, Spanish. There you go.
But anyway, besides the point, did Mindfreak make it around 11? Dropped a game and close it out in 10. A lot of smoke is going down, and it looks like a lot of pressure too by the Cave. Fighter's going to have a lot on his plate very, very soon. Calling for backup. He's ducking, diving, not able to trade out, and Scump's gonna take down Dens, and now a 4v2 in potentially a post-plant position. This is where OpTic Gaming should solidify the round.
And they have literally everything covered. Outside of getting double naded, they got back. They have literally 2 players for cabin cut, 2 players for back ice, and obviously they can just bait and switch everything. Crim 6, he only got 2 kills that entire game, and I was gonna point it out if things got nerve-wracking, but they get the win. They go up 2-0 in the series. OpTic Gaming looking good.
I think he got the second one just there, right? I mean,
I didn't realize he only had 1 kill, and I was starting to get nervous for him.
Oh, okay. Methods and Octane, though, hitting those double digits. Scump, of course, being the Slayer on map number 1. But after 2 maps, OpTic Gaming do lead the series in what we feel, could be a close series going into this one. But OpTic Gaming are going to be looking to go for the hot 3-0. Make their mark already on the division here. They'll be looking to take that first seed going into playoffs. But these guys have a lot of work to go. And they've got CTF coming up next against the Australians. It's going to be Mindfreak versus OG after this. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Game 3 just around the corner. It's going to be CTF. We're going to be sticking on Arden Forest. However, OpTic Gaming are looking to close it out. And 3, myself, Momo, and of course, Chance will be guiding you through all the action. But so far, Chance, for the people maybe just joining us, just tuning in, what have we seen so far this series?
OpTic Gaming looking pretty good. The Hardpoint was as convincing as maybe you'd expect it to be, like 250, 120, I think it was. And then the S&D, Mindfreak definitely wasted opportunities. Methods had a pretty disgusting 1v3 clutch on top of some kind of cherry-pick snipes from Octane, but they get, what, that 6-4 win. And again, OpTic, if they get the S&D, honestly, they should just get the series. They're like 19-4 in Hardpoint since this roster is formed. And then I think their CTF isn't quite as good, but not very far from it. They have shown utter domination in the respawn game mode. So in my mind, the series is basically over. We'll see if Mindfreak, though, can prove me wrong.
Luckily for you Aussie fans, Chance's mind does not decide the fate. However, I'll be honest, I'm kind of feeling it with him. OpTic and, of course, the boys of Methods and Octane. I feel like it's such a powerhouse of defense and offense at the same time. But Mindfreak, they're out of here. Denz has got the flag. He's 2-0 right now. He's running home. Buzzo maybe makes a kill in the middle, which it looks like he's going to do here. Will shoot Crimsix down. That's going to be flag number 1. Home and dry, as long as nothing of Octane can go wrong. But he does get taken down by a native Shocks. 1 minute, 1 flag. Mindfreak lead.
And it just happens so fast. As soon as you say, Mindfreak, they're hopeless, they're out of it, they respond instantly just by getting the flag. So, again, Mindfreak is definitely not a team you do want to count out if you're a player. Obviously, they got, what, top 8 at Anaheim all year, or basically since this entire team's career. It seems like some days they just turn it up and they play with the best teams in the world and hang with the best of them. It's just consistency that's been the biggest struggle for the team. So we'll see if they can bounce back, potentially work on this reverse sweep or maybe finishing gunfights. It's Den's the last one alive. He's all the way back bridge, and he's got 3 OpTic Gaming members, well, surging forward on the attack.
Well, he's going to be going for the flag straight away, and he's wanting to get away with his life. Octane, big kill onto Denz, and you know what? The other 2, they've overextended. 1 through the middle and 1 right to the bunker. Looks like Buzzo will be hitting the deck shortly. There it is, and now it's just 1 player that can stop this. It's Shocks. I don't think we got any streaks on the side of Denz for capturing the flag first and foremost, but look at the hesitation here. This is quite interesting. You don't really just want to jump out and do it, but oh my goodness, Shocks! What have I seen? 3 players drop like flies. And he's 2-0.
Well, there's bait and switch, and then there's lineup for Shocks to just run a rampage and go up 2-0. And they at least get some streaks, and for Fighter to be in the base trying to spawn kill if he can. He gets cleaned up. The glide bomb gets called in, essentially to no avail. But, yeah, that's probably play of the division so far.
What the hell was that?
That's a good play.
No, I want to credit Shocks, but I feel like, that's frustrating to watch.
That is them not taking their time. Like, Methods knows there might be someone in bunker. He's going to bait himself. The guy with the flag goes right behind him. Then whoever the 3rd player to line up, someone just needs to take their time to be prepared for the gunfight. OpTic Gaming, they got caught with their pants down, and they're going to pay the price. They are down 2 flags to none on a map like Forest. That is, it's a lot. It would be the equivalent of being down like 5 flags on Flak Tower or like 17 on London Docks. 17's too far, but about like 5. Quite a few. Either way, though, OpTic Gaming is going to be pouring on the pressure. It's worth pointing out Shocks did earn the remainder of his streak. So, again, that is why it can be so devastating on a map like Forest.
Oh, the streaks. This is where, you know, you can kind of put games to bed, especially on the flip side of things when Mindfreak turn the tables and you can really just rain down fire on the artillery, on the fighter pilot. If a 3rd flag goes in, you've got to really feel that it might be out of reach for OpTic Gaming, but don't rule them out. We're only in the side, well, the first side, and there's a minute left on. If OpTic Gaming can maybe even just make Mindfreak use some of these streaks or try and get a flag out, try and put some kind of pressure on, we may see a different OpTic Gaming in the second side. But ironically, OpTic Gaming, they've been great. You know, they've got the flag out. That counter cat was unfortunate. But Mindfreak, you've got to give the credit to them. And Fighter, he's not missing.
Not at all. And now they're surging forward. They got 45 seconds to go on the attack. And, of course, Shox and really just calling a fighter pilot to kill these players in the back if he wants to. Like, yes, they have Mountain, but you know exactly where they're going to be. Just spray and hit everything. Find what you can. He's going to find Scump. He's going to find Krim. You have to imagine the two players are going to be in the back. They haven't pulled the flag yet. Methods has found one. They got 2 ARs in the back, just pre-firing everything, going for the bait and switch. Dens gets caught. Octane catches another Buzzo. Well, he's going to have the flag. He's going to find one. He's got another to deal with. He gets cleaned up. I don't think they can pull it off. Fida, the opportunity is actually here, and, well, there it is. You see the OEs coming in, so we might end up having a stalemate, but guess who's got streaks? Well, it's Mindfreak. They should be able to come out on top.
Yeah, one player pushing through the middle. That's a big gunfight. Shox does get the kill, but doesn't get the return, and now it's Crim6 time to shine. He finds the first. He's tagged the second. Surely he's got to finish this. No, shot in the back by Buzzo. Back and forth. Octane will be shut down. Buzzo, I've got to say, huge two-piece from him, sitting 9 and 8. And we are going to have a stalemate. And my goodness, this is one of the more exciting CTF forests.
I mean, this is like do or die almost for OpTic. They have to come out on top of this situation. If they go down 3-0, it's honestly probably just game over. Again, with the streaks in the back pocket, we'll see if Mindfreak wants to use those. And with Shox able to find 2, Octane, they at least know where he is. He's going to be surging forward. And now Shox as well. He's going to be hunting down for that flag. He's going to have a player right in front. He just shreds Scump. The flag carrier by himself, that's going to be Methods. He's able to find one. He's going to need to find more. Den's on the attack, is able to find both. He gets the dive, gets the punch, gets the flag return, and that is going to be Mindfreak going up 3 flags to none. That is an absurd first half for Mindfreak. This easily could, well, not easily, but it could have been OpTic up 2-1.
Yeah.
Instead, they're down by 3.
Credit to Mindfreak. They've worked the map very, very well. We've seen some strong things from Buzzo, locking down things in the mid. Love the play from him as well. I believe we've got a replay of exactly how this went down. And Chance, how should this have been played?
Methods clearly trying to bait himself. He gets revealed. They just need to take the gunfight. Krim goes for it, and I don't know. I guess maybe they executed right. It looked like the second player that died, whether it was Octane or Krim, it looks like he was one shot in the back from someone else from Mindfreak. So maybe it was the perfect play. Either way, though, you know, you don't expect players to pick up 3 pieces. And, like, that's the 3-piece of the game, right? Like, that gives them the streaks. Instead of it being tied 1-1, they go up 2-0. It's a disgusting play. Picture perfect coming out from Mindfreak.
Okay, well, OpTic Gaming, with 5 minutes on the clock, they've got a lot of work to do. 3 flags just to tie up this map. Yes, they're 2-0 in the series, so, you know, we don't have to worry too much if you're an OpTic fan, but if for a Mindfreak fan, you've got a little bit of hope. Den's going to be spotted in fire, and Crim6 on the push. One player at the back. Not sure if he's aware of that positioning. He's going to try and get that flag, get out, but no, once again, strong plays from Buzzo.
Keeping Methods pinned down as well. He's going to be tagged off 1 shot. Buzzo, again, as you said, making the clutch kills. He gets the return, so potentially working his way towards some score streaks. Meanwhile, Fida has that flag, and he's actually gone. He might have a 1v1 coming up here against Scump, but it looks like he's ready for it. Just doesn't know exactly where it's going to be coming from. And, well, Scump comes out on top, gets the return. But either way, I mean, 1:15 burned off the clock. And still, OpTic, they need 3 flags.
Time is ticking. Scump needs to go big here. And he's going to be running into a lot of trouble. Pick that kill up. You're on your way to streaks. But fortunately for Mindfreak, they deny that. And look at that. Peeking at the same time, Buzzo taken down. Method's still alive. OpTic Gaming on the push. It's aggressive. They're trying to find something out of nothing almost here. OpTic Gaming take down 3. That is 4. The flag should be away. Scump, he needs to cut everything off here, but it looks like his job's going to be made a lot easier. Look at number 8. He's calling out. You can hear him from the stage. He's still running. He's got to be taken down, and I think he's going to get it as well. Fighter dives on in. Big plays. He was out of reach for Scump, but he wiggled his way through the middle. The flag looks like it's going to be pulled for OpTic Gaming, but again, it just feels like everything that goes wrong or could have gone wrong in the CTF has done for OpTic Gaming, Chance.
And that one's on Methods as well. We could hear the call-outs just from in the room. Scump was screaming, fire behind you, fire behind you. Methods had a solid 5-6 seconds to turn around, take the one-on-one gunfight. And granted, it's not a gunfight he wants to take, but it's better than just getting shot in the back and pressuring your teammate to go for the pre-fire. So I think a small mistake, but in the grand scheme of things, still they're down 3 flags to none on Forest against score streaks. It's just an impossible situation.
Yeah, this could be flag number 4 as well. Fido looking to put the nail in the coffin as Buzzo holds that line so well. Shox 23-12. What a player. He's been really kind of the standout player from that 8-pack region for a long time now, alongside Dens. But Shox, for me, in the past 2 seasons, is a play that could play alongside, say, a North American squad and really, you know, show them what they're made of.
And earlier in the Hardpoint, when you kind of asked, like, what do I want to see from a Buzzo and Fida? And I just kind of said to do their jobs. Well, how many times has Buzzo kind of been that last guy up and he finds 2 kills or slows the pace down or does whatever he needs to? 13 and 16 isn't overwhelming, but again, he does his job and it pays dividends. It looks like OpTic's going to be able to get that flag out, but still, minute and 25, it'd be a miracle for them to get 2 more. We'll see if they can pull it off, but it looks like Mindfreak has just done their job. Shox completely goes off. Dens has a nice game. And Buzz and Fida, they do what they need to get that win.
Octane with a Mindfreak PPSH. Can he go big here? This is another big kill, but Shox goes huge. Oh my goodness, Fida in the corner there is going to deny any type of push. Scump may be shot from 2 sides. And he's going to take 1 to the grave with him, but Mindfreak will be okay with that. Trading right now is okay for Mindfreak. What they can't do is let a player slip through the net. Crim6, though, with a double, and now he's got to start pushing through. He doesn't really know how much time he actually has. There's only 1 player at the back, and that's going to be Fida. He's tagged him. He finds him. That's going to be 3 back-to-back, but look at that grenade. It's a Hail Mary. Wow.
They just can't get it out. It's just too tough, right? Like you see Crim6 picks up 2, does damage in the back. They get so close, and then he just gets taken down by a nade, and then more nades come in, and then finally comes down to the 1v1. It's just very, very difficult to even pull flags on this map at times. And, of course, when they don't have the luxury of being able to play slow and be methodical when you need that many flags on board, it's just an impossible situation. Literally, this entire game, in my opinion, it boils down to Shox going off, picking up the 3-piece, preventing the flag, returning it, and scoring one of your own to earn the score streaks. Instead of being tied 1-1, they go up 2-0, and they can rally that into a 3rd. And again, that's just the nature of CTF, right? Like, even if teams play relatively equal the entire time, whatever player makes that big play, that team is going to get the win.
And again, it's not to kind of discredit what Mindfreak did there. I think OpTic had their opportunities. You know, 4 or 5 times they could have kind of got away with a flag or put a flag home. And, you know, was it Mindfreak clutching up? Absolutely. Was it OpTic Gaming maybe not performing in the right way? Sometimes. OpTic had the chances, but Mindfreak deny. We're going to a game 4. The question is, can Mindfreak pull off the reverse sweep? I know it's a lot to even fathom right now, but OpTic Gaming, they lose that CTF, and they maybe lose a little bit of momentum heading into this next Hardpoint.
Well, the next Hardpoint is going to be Valkyrie from, well, when the roster was formed for OpTic Gaming, I guess you could say. But from Stage 2 in Anaheim, on Valk, OpTic is 4-1, Mindfreak 2-5. But again, that was the expectation for the series, right? Of like Mindfreak, they should just be winning the S&D. You expect them to lose the hard points, and the question is, can they steal the respawn? Well, they stole the respawn, but obviously the problem is they lost that map number 2, right? So now they're going to have to steal another. They got to win the Valk hardpoint, which again, against this OpTic team seems incredibly difficult. 19-4 is their current hardpoint record on land. It's insanity. Can Mindfreak do it? Sure. I don't want to count him out. I counted him out on the CTF, and look how that went. So we'll go 50-50 on this one.
50-50 is what Chance is sat at right now. Guys, get involved. Let us know with the hashtag CWL PS4. OpTic Gaming, do they come out? Do they, you know, close this one out in 4? Does it go to a game 5? And Mindfreak clutch up on the search and destroy. You know, for all the other teams in the division as well, kind of what does this mean to them? Because OpTic Gaming, obviously, you know, going for that playoff spot. Is this going to be a seed? Is this something where OpTic Gaming are gunning for first and it's just a knock to their confidence as their first game back of this week? What does this mean for the players and maybe a couple of the other teams?
For this specific matchup, I don't think it means too much. Like the expectation, just because OpTic should be getting this one over Mindfreak, OpTic 5-2, Mindfreak 2-5. But what it means for these individual teams, it means Mindfreak almost certainly they're going to have an impossible road almost to make playoffs because, again, they're going to want at minimum 7 wins, and you're going to want 8 and potentially even more if things get real crazy. And that would mean they're going to have to, like, win out their next 6 matches if they fall here. Yeah. So they need this win if they want to keep that playoff dream alive. And then, of course, OpTic on the flip side, if they get the win, it means they should be able to make playoffs just because, you know, they have to play the Taint of Mines later on. They have a bit of an easier week than some.
Okay, well, of course, we're only very early on into this division. It's day 1 here. Everyone wants to come out with the big victories. We saw, of course, Unilad taking on Luminosity with a 3-2 victory there in a Game 5, Round 11. OpTic Gaming looking to shut down Mindfreak here in 4. And then I believe after this one, we've got a United Rise, and we all know how that one ended previously in the division. We saw the reverse sweep come in, and a bit of trash talk on that main stage. That one should be an exciting chance.
And that's one that could actually have some pretty important impacts for like the standings, because E United is kind of like that bubble team. It's like E United's in 4th. LG was a series behind them in 5th, of course, because LG lost this morning. That gives maybe a little bit of wiggle room to E United. But if they score a win against Rise Nation, that would be huge for them, and that would be terrible for LG and anyone else that kind of wants to have that playoff dream still alive. Either way, though, that is going to be later on. It should
map and mode, and OpTic Gaming starting off to a nice little start here with 15 points on board, though, with Shock trying to rotate round, maybe find an entrance to the vents. Oh, okay, that's an interesting one.
Sometimes you just need to find an entrance to a doorway to get a grenade through. Sometimes, you know, it depends. Either way, though, OpTic Gaming with literally about as perfect of a start as you could really ask for. They have every single second nearly that they can. Mindfreak doesn't have any, and OpTic, well, I won't say they're in control of the spawns for next, because I don't know if any of them are going to be spawning up because they're winning most of the gunfights, but there you go. Actually, Mindfreak, someone wrapped around. They got the secure top right spawns. Octane's going to be looking for it, but he's got players right behind him. He's going to hear one, and Shocks, well, he's going to take the PPSH and kind of let him know. Either way, OpTic inside the hill. They got the rotation. It comes down to the gunfights methods. He's got 2 players in front of him. He's going to push. He's able to find one, looking for the second, but just needs to stay alive. He's got the teammate support. Scump comes over top, and just like that, a clean wipe. OpTic Gaming running away with this one early on.
Yeah, bait and switch beautifully done there. Crim6 in the middle, finds himself 6 and 4. Not a second to his name, but does he need it right now? Absolutely not. He's raining fire all over Mindfreak right now, but we've seen Valkyries be strange before. Some very strong leads. Remember back at Anaheim, you know, and other events as well. We saw the likes of Splice going 100 up, and that's like 100-0, by the way. Mindfreak, they're not out of this one, but a great start for OpTic Gaming. 2 hills back-to-back. Mindfreak only find 3 points here from a potential 120.
Well, we have certainly learned that OpTic Gaming can hold the hills when they get them. The question is, can they break? And, well, for the moment, despite the fact that the hill hasn't even popped, Mindfreak is technically holding the next one. But either way, it is going to be a straight-up 4-on-4. OpTic is approaching this by just going flat out across the map. They are willing to take these one-on-one gunfights if at all possible. But for the moment, it looks like they're getting picked apart. Buzzo's watching across. Scump is just going to, well, give him the hands, but surging forward. Fight is just going to be waiting for him. And, well, that is the first push from OpTic. And the first push stopped.
Nice jump shot from Fighter there. Denies Scump is weak, but he's going to be taken down by Octane. A beautiful trade from Shocks as Crim comes in. And now OpTic get a little bit closer. They get to that window. They get to the entrance. But is it going to be enough? Because so far, so good for Mindfreak to hold all of this time. Denz has just been sitting pretty, but Crim, he has other ideas.
Flying inside is going to be Scump. He's able to find one, gets traded out. Shock's looking for more. He got the 3-piece in the CTF. Doesn't find it here, but he should have teammate support, but Fight it doesn't turn. Makes the hard read on the player to come back, and that's going to be the break for OpTic, but obviously it takes him about 40-45 seconds to get the break, so Mindfreak will be happy about that specific hill, but obviously they are down by a lot. In OpTic, well, they got the full setup on Office, and we've seen when they get the hold on a hill, they get a lot of time.
I love what Methods is there. He peeks out, he tags him twice, then pops back into the vents, and he'll have just called out 1 weak to your left. And there's no way in hell that that guy is picking up a kill, not behind a power position like that. But here we go. OpTic Gaming, can they hold again? 35 seconds still left on the Office. Denz, denied. Fighter, denied. Octane holding strong. Scump at the back. We've got 2 players for OpTic Gaming spawning out. This could be a chance for Mindfreak here. And it looks like they're opting to go for a few more kills before trying to get in there.
Well, you're going to do what you can, and it looks like they have the opportunity to flood. Methods on the backside is going to find 3. He's able to get 1 kill, make it 2, because Scump got the 3rd. And, well, that was Mindfreak again, giving their best attempt to break the hill, but they have had literally 0 success on breaking the hard points. They absolutely are going to have to bump up their rotation game the next time around over towards smokestacks. They get there first, but either way, they're down by 120. They're going to need to have 2, if not 3, solid to perfect hills to get back in this game.
154 plays 47. OpTic Gaming making light work of Mindfreak right now. The slaying is just too strong with every single player going positive right now, whether it be by 1 or more. Fighter and the boys of Mindfreak do answer back right now, but a 100-point lead for OpTic still going strong. You can't rule Mindfreak out of it. We've seen some crazy comebacks, especially on the likes of Valkyrie, but this is a very strong showing for OG.
Absolutely. Octane going to be sort of the last man alive, and he's going to find 2. And again, Mindfreak can't count him out, but sometimes it does kind of seem like they get picked apart, but they should be good for the final 15 seconds if someone just wants to get inside the hill, and Dens will oblige. So let's set the scene, right? It's going to be about, what, a 60, 70-point game after the first set of rotations. And again, Mindfreak, when they got the early holds, they did okay. It's really both teams are able to hold, not really able to break. So they just got to clean up the rotations, and they'll be good to go.
Rotation is key. We all know it. Crimsix with the double Scump will shut down Shocks. And now this is where OpTic Gaming started their lead previously, Chance. This is where they, rallied together. Pretty much a perfect hold here, 30, 40 seconds on Vents. What's kind of working for OpTic Gaming right now? We see a couple go down, but why is it that they can hold this? Is it just the individual plays that they kind of set up their rocket?
Disagree. No, not individual plays. I mean, if you look across the board, everything's pretty much balanced as all things should be. It's more of they always get the perfect setups, and then they just keep consistently getting, like, the 4 downs. Even if they have to trade out 3 of their own lives to get it, they make sure that final player is always inside the hill. It's just been good setups, good efficiency coming out from OpTic Gaming, and we see the same kind of thing, right? It's that last final player live, gets the final trade on the kills, is looking for the final seconds, and while the rest of the team for OpTic, well, they've already set up for the next hard point, right? It's just they're playing efficiently and well as a team. They haven't had to do anything crazy as an individual player.
Okay, well, Octane is going to find himself in the hard point and ticking over that 200 mark shortly. Let's look at those spawns coming in from Mindfreak. That is not good news. You're over half. Sorry, OpTic Gaming over double what Mindfreak are currently sat at 85 to 204. OpTic Gaming looking to close this one out. And honestly, this is kind of a little bit even worse than the first hard point. OpTic Gaming have looked once again very, very dominant. And this was without Scump going crazy. This is just pure teamwork right now.
I mean, well, now you actually have guys stepping up and kind of going on streaks. And, well, another team kill comes in from Mindfreak. Crim's able to find 1, snaps on the second, and, well, he has 2 more players to deal with. He would have had to take on the entire team of Mindfreak, who, well, they were pretty much forced to fight for that scrap time, and it looks like they're just going to give it up, and I think that's technically the right call. You just have to go. You have to get OpTic outside of the hill. Buzzo's going to have to take down Octane in this gunfight. You see the glide bombs getting called in. You see OpTic inside the hill. 27 points is OG away from winning this map number 4, and at this point, it just seems like an inevitability. Either way, though, Mindfreak, they do get the break, so we'll continue to go a little bit longer.
223 plays 104 right now. Mindfreak holding strong, potential pinch coming in. Scump takes down 1, and the other players are pushing from the other side. I would love to have seen Scump actually push on in, but I think he might be a bit wary of giving up the spawns for Office, and he's going to go down. It's Fighter who takes him out. Still 25 seconds left here, though, and OpTic, they're not giving it up just yet.
Buzzo able to get the glide bomb, potentially going to try to get more streaks on board, but Fight is going to be, well, just taking kills from him, covering him down, and, well, Scump just flies right in, shuts the streaks down, and, well, OpTic can't win here, and Mindfreak does have the setup for Office, so still, Mindfreak, they're trying to extend the series, and it looks like it might be possible if they get the hold. Den's able to find 2, and again, they have the early control. We're not out of this one yet, Momo.
No, we're most certainly not. That play from Scump there, though, in the storage bunker, very, very big. He breaks on in with a 2-piece. He gets around 10 seconds for his team, which takes 10 seconds off Mindfreak and puts OpTic Gaming only 15, 16 points away now. 1 break could do it, but Mindfreak, they're holding off 1 by 1. Can OpTic Gaming break on through? This potentially is their chance.
Buzzo waiting for Crim to push in the back, but Crim6, it looks like he might just be waiting for his entire team, but maybe a little bit over-aggressive, just gets caught out. Now Buzzo knows what direction he needs to look, and Den's on the front side. He's able to find one, make it two, and it's been this entire game. Whoever has gotten early control of the hill, it seems like they've been able to hold on with, I think, 2 exceptions overall. And, well, OpTic, they're going to push in, get those final 10 seconds, which edges them even closer. But they might be giving up rotations the next, but Octane wins the 1v1, and that's going to force Buzzo to call him that glide bomb. Forces 2 players back, doesn't find a kill. Shocks, he's got to make a big play.
Well, that play is not made. Octane takes him off that power position. Scump and Fighter trading things out. No one in control of the hard point right now, but Mindfreak looks like they're going to grab it here. They've still got a long way to go, and I think that's the key here. Mindfreak are playing amazingly right now here, Chance, but OpTic Gaming, they only need 7 points.
Den's on the flank, though. It's going to be perfect. He's going to literally be behind the entire team of OpTic. He's able to find 1, able to find 2. He might need to heal up and contest, but no, he's got players coming to the side. Now Buzzo's got to stay alive. 2 points away. The nades are effective. Mindfreak, they're keeping the dream alive. They got to keep OpTic out for 2 seconds. And OpTic, well, they can fight for scrap time. They can go for early rotations. They can do whatever they want. Mindfreak has to be perfect. 2 players inside the hill. It's going to be Methods working on the backside. He's able to find 1. Knows the player's going to be underneath him. But the gunfight's, again, going the way of Mindfreak. Clean forward down. They got to rotate, though. Get it out of the hill and go. They're going to do just that. They got 1 chance to break.
Wow. 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 What are we seeing right now? A double from Methods. That could be it, and that's all she wrote. It was closer than it really should have been, but Mindfreak showing what they can do in Hardpoint, how they can break on in, how they can hold a Hardpoint. But OpTic Gaming, they close it out in 4, a 3-1 victory for the Green Wall. Is kind of the score we expected, but not how we expected.
Yeah, we expected them to kind of lose map number 2, then win map number 3, but obviously a 1v3 from Methods. The big play kind of puts OpTic over the edge in the S&D, and then the Shocks 3-piece to return the flag and cap one of his own gives Mindfreak that bump in CTF. Even in games where we can kind of expect an outcome like this, still competitive series. This division is insane. I think 6 of the 8 teams in this division made up 6 of the top 8 teams back at Anaheim. So you expect a bloodbath from these teams, but when it comes to the hard point, OpTic are 20-4 since this team is formed. So you expect in map number 1 and map number 4 for this team to be on point.
Well, there you have it. If you're a Green Wall fan, which I know there's a lot of you out there,
1 or 2.
You'll be happy with the result. Methods, of course, big plays in the search and destroy. We saw some great stuff all round. OpTic Gaming, I still think have a lot to do, have a lot to accomplish to be that best team in the world, of course. And they've got to beat a lot to solidify that one, but 1 step at a time for OpTic Gaming. They're going to be able to go home, come back tomorrow to play a couple more games, get maybe on a little bit of momentum. But Mindfreak, they take the L for this one. We've got another game coming up after this. We've got E United versus Rise. Don't go anywhere.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. We're going to recap the Mindfreak OpTic Gaming Series before hopping in to talk about our final match of the night. Nameless, just kind of a question for you. We talked about Mindfreak and Tandem Minds, your two APAC teams getting top 8. They come in today and go 0-3. Anything specific you saw from those squads, though?
I mean, it's just reminiscent of the first 2 weeks of their division. I mean, Mindfreak looked a lot worse. I would say Tandem Minds looked pretty good today, bringing Rise that game 5.
For sure.
Yeah, they look pretty good, but Mindfreak didn't look too good right there. They win that CTF against OpTic, and then they kind of drop the ball on S&D. They lose that, where you expect them to win that, maybe push to that game 5, but, you know, they come out slow. They lose that, and OpTic takes series.
Well, question for you, Revan. Then, okay. So we talked about the fact that Mindfreak went 9-2 at Anaheim. They were the best win percentage in Search and Destroy. Their players were absolutely destroying. OpTic, almost the opposite. I think they're like 4-5. That's what cost them the tournament. Is it kind of a big deal for you for OpTic to come out and kind of smoke them in that game 2 Search?
It's not too big of a deal. I mean, there are a couple of factors into it. One, we knew that OpTic Gaming had to work on their Search and Destroy coming into this, so that should have been their main focal point. So on their side, yes, it's good to see some improvement there. Plus, you have to consider the fact that Mindfreak, you already talked about their S&D record coming off Anaheim. Maybe they figured that they have to work on their respawns a little bit more, and still some work to be done there. But maybe, you know, jet lag. Couple excuses you can make for the Mindfreak lineup. I think for the most part, this series is just OpTic getting back into the swing of things. This is a series that they should come in, handle business, and win, and I felt like they did just that.
They smoked them.
Yeah, they really did. Outside of the CTF, they get the 3 victories there, 2 across the Hardpoint, and then 1 in the Search and Destroy. They take 6-4 in Arden Forest, and it wasn't, for some reason, I swear I watched it. I thought it was like more of like a 6-2 type game, but they do push them to around 10, and OpTic, ultimately, they'll take it.
I mean, like, what did I say before the series, though? Like, if you're Mindfreak, I mean, OpTic's been great in Hardpoint overall, but you played OpTic on 2 Hardpoints where they were, what, 6-1 and then, like, 4-1 on it. It's 2 of their losses coming on those, or only 1 loss in each of those maps. Like, they're not going to lose those Hardpoints to you. You got to try to switch it up in the vetoes a little bit, and, you know, it doesn't work for Mindfreak. They get actually dominating in the Hardpoints. The 4th one, you know, it was a little bit close towards the end, but they had control the whole time.
Well, that's what we figured. You know, we on Trading Shots, one of the topics was if anyone is going to take over Rise's spot at #1, who is it? For me, I said OpTic just because they've been so good in the respawns. They've been so good in Hardpoint.
Or Unilad.
2 of your 5 maps. At Unilad, they have an opportunity as well. But I do want to start shifting focus kind of to the next series. We only have 1 more tonight, guys. It's going to be E United going up against Rise. Before that, though, we did ask you guys on Twitter, basically, who do you think is going to be the person to watch in Division B? What player with the hashtag CWL PS4 do you think has the best chance for any of these squads to go off, make a name for themselves, make some plays? And we'll take a look from you from the tweets on Twitter. I'm looking for Formal to step up big and return to that all-star role to get LG back to that top form. Nameless think Formal played pretty well today, but they still got to handle a loss.
Yeah, I mean, his statistics have gotten a lot better as well. Formal's been playing pretty good. I mean, he single-handedly took over on that CTF. It was that one highlight play that I saw was when they left the flag out in their base and they pushed to get that flag in the last minute of OT, and he just dominated, got all those kills in bunker. They ended up getting that cap, so he's been a player who's been going off.
Well, let's see who the next player up is from you guys at home. Who are you looking for to really go off here in Division B? It's Formal first for LG. Next, Alex. We're talking about him from the Unilad squad, looking for him to have a big week and carry the momentum from Anaheim. And Revan, I agree. He's been a beast. Anaheim, you really saw a special player in the making.
Of course, he's been flying a little bit under the radar lately. I mean, you could think back to so many big games that he's had, you know, every now and then at the beginning of Stage 2. And Alex, definitely a key part to that Unilad lineup. They had a big win today against Luminosity Gaming. Let's see if they can keep it rolling, though. We always talk about Unilad and how they bring the heat. Alex is a key part to that.
Yeah, I mean, he's an explosive sub. Absolutely. You know, the first guy that really had me start focusing in on what he was doing specifically on the map was fellow from United. He especially he's like, dude, just watch him. Watch how explosive he is. Like, okay. Watch the rest of these series. I'm like, he really is bringing kind of a fire to these games. Very, very fast. Last one, Scump. I feel like he hasn't reached his true form in this season. I expect him to really show what he has just in time for champs. And yeah, I think, you know, it's been alluded to on the desk. Hell, I think Octane's actually called Scump one of the more underrated players this year. Like
I think he is.
He's still very, very good.
I actually think he's underrated in this game.
Which is kind of unreal to say, but I also think it's fair to say he hasn't maybe gotten to that peak form that we expect to see from him yet.
I just think that his teams overall have not been that good in this game thus far. Like, I don't think any of these teams have been well-rounded enough for them to get to that finals, and then we see like the true Scump that we're used to seeing. And we saw in that last match, there's these moments. He was 28-15 at a point on that first hard point. That is crazy. Like, he can do that consistently. I think he's underrated, and I just think that this team needs to get a little bit better, and we'll see that more often out of Scump.
Well, map 1, I think he was able to really dominate. He dropped 40+, I believe, in that first map. So Scump getting back to form. We'll see what he can can continue to do. But let's take a look at the schedule. Just show you the 4 matches we've already had today, and we'll take a look at the final one to close it out. So what we had: a Complexity victory, Unilad victory, Rise Nation victory, OpTic Gaming victory, and now to the final one, Rise United. Now, just to remind you guys, in case maybe you forget at home or here on the desk, how this series went last time.